From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
And good Thursday morning and happy first day of spring. It's officially here and it's roaring in like a lion. Look at our wind gusts in the area. It's been breezy all night tonight and we'll see those strong gusty winds on and off throughout the day. Clearing skies as that system passed over us last night, 44 degrees, so a warmish morning out there, but your sustained winds at 23 miles an hour. Not a good skirt day, ladies, just saying. Right now, our temperatures are fairly warm throughout the area. 39 in Dayton, 41 in Pendleton, 39 right now in Yakima. Here's what you can expect for your first day of spring. Sunshine and clearing skies later today. Breezy and gusty winds, unfortunately, today and tomorrow. Friday, we'll see some more showers passing through and more heavy mountain snow, but get ready for the 70s. They're coming our way next week. Here's what's coming up on Good Morning Northwest.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, breaking overnight, police shoot a man in the parking lot of an apartment complex in Kennewick. We have the details on what led up to the shooting.
Plus, new video of a fatal helicopter crash in Dayton near South Touchy. Authorities confirming the pilot dead. We have more on this story coming up.
Also ahead, today, President Trump is expected to sign an executive order that'll begin dismantling the Department of Education, the first step in the process of shifting education authority over to the states. All the details on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I am Jade Elliott. It is Thursday, March 20th. It is the first day of spring.
We've got our spring colors on.
We're ready for it. I know.
Yes,
it's so dang windy outside, though.
Yeah.
It does not quite feel like spring yet. But of course, Stacey will have your full forecast coming up. And we have a lot of news to get to this morning.
And we do want to start with new information this morning. A man was shot by two officers at a Kennewick apartment late last night.
Yeah, Kennewick police were called to the Arlo on 10th just before 9:30 last night. The call came from a witness saying a man was holding a knife and trying to kill himself. When police arrived, they saw that man had cut his arm, and as they tried to de-escalate the situation, the man charged at police with that knife, and that's when police shot him. He has been identified as Dylan Winters, and we're told he was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Once he is treated and released, police tell us he will be booked into jail and charged with first-degree assault. Now, no officers were hurt in this, but we, of course, will keep you updated on any new information that we get from police.
And also coming into the newsroom this morning, new video from the scene of a fatal helicopter crash. This happened near Dayton, and authorities confirming the pilot died at the scene.
Yeah, details coming in are limited still as this investigation is still in the early phases, but here is what we know so far. The helicopter went down near South Touchy Road around 12:30 yesterday afternoon. Authorities saying that the helicopter hit some power lines, which then knocked power out to about 1,000 people in and around the Dayton area for a few hours.
And officials telling us that the location of the crash was not easy to get to, but first responders eventually made their way there, and the aircraft is described as an agricultural helicopter. The cause of the crash and the identity of the pilot have not yet been confirmed. The Columbia County Sheriff's Office tells us they will be sending more information later today, so we will keep you updated.
In other news coming in this morning, we've learned that a student was hit by a car just after students were released for the day, and it all happened by Richland High. Our crews got to the scene right near Richland High School at about 3:30 yesterday afternoon. You can see video right there on your screen. Police were there. They were investigating and cleaning up the debris from that crash. We talked to Commander Damon Jansen with the Richland Police Department, and he tells us that the student driving the car was a Richland High student who was trying to leave the parking lot, and the student who was hit by the car was a River's Edge student who was riding his electric scooter on the sidewalk right there by Richland High. So this crash happened on a side road within the campus right there on 900 Long Avenue. Injuries of the student who was hit are unknown at this time, but we'll keep you updated as we learn more. 5:04 and several crews responding to battle that house fire in Richland yesterday. The fire broke out about 4. This is on the 500 block of Adams Street. A number of officers and firefighters responding, telling us that this fire actually started on the back porch of this home and then spread there to the attic, where you can see crews are working on that smoke coming out. 6 people were inside that house. They were all able to get out safely. The house, though, not livable because of the damage. The cause of the fire unknown at the time.
And making a difference this morning, Yakima Valley Partners Habitat for Humanity builds several houses a year for first-time homebuyers, with 75% of the labor coming from volunteers. Our very own Emily Goodell tells us in honor of International Women's Day, the organization has recruited women from across the community to help with their latest project.
More than 100 volunteers from almost a dozen local businesses will be helping out over the next 8 days to build homes for community members in need. The help coming at a critical time.
You have an issue with homelessness, you have an issue of low rental opportunities, there's all kinds of housing crisis components, and providing a permanent solution to housing is really critical for our community.
Employers from local businesses like Yakima Federal Savings and Loan stepping up to make a difference.
We have a whole crew that's in there, and they've been really great. They're all down, they're on their hands and knees. Dust doesn't scare them, dirt. They're all scraping, they're all snapping in boards. Flooring doesn't scare me, and paint doesn't scare me. I grew up with a mom who told me I could do anything.
Not just showing up to help, but showing everyone women build too.
As with any trade business, it's important to encourage women to be involved in different pieces of work. But Yakima is really fortunate to have a lot of women involved in construction.
And a lot of people willing to support Habitat for Humanity's mission by volunteering at a job site, store, or committee.
You always can donate your hard-earned money to us if you'd like to share, or if you have slightly used items at home that you don't need anymore, you can bring them down to the store. All of the profits from the store are funneled into the housing program.
Yakima Valley Partners Habitat for Humanity is having an event next Thursday to celebrate Women Build 2025. Reporting from the Yakima Newsroom, Emily Goodell, Apple Valley News Now.
Thanks for that, Emily. 5:06 now. Check this out. The Yakima Humane Society clinched a spot in the national Final Four of the 2025 March Muttness Tournament.
March Muttness. So 39 animal shelters from across the country are going head-to-head or tail-to-tail to save some homeless pets. And to celebrate the occasion, Yakima Humane Society invited the community to the Public House of Yakima East on Tuesday night, and this was to experience the countdown to the Final Four in person. And so far, a little more than $37,000 has been raised. Now you can stay updated on their progress on the Final Four for the March Muttness and this tournament by checking in with the Yakima Humane Society's Facebook page. It'll all be up there.
I love that. March Muttness. That's great.
Too cute.
All right, 5:07, still much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Coming up, we're going to talk about concerns growing surrounding the impact of President Trump's new tariffs. All of it coming as the central bank has announced it's holding interest rates steady. We have more details on how this could impact your wallet coming up in your national headlines.
But first, Stacey Lee will have your first alert weather forecast, and look at that shot right there on the camera. Love that view right there. It's still dark, but hopefully, the sun's gonna be coming out earlier and earlier, and we're dressed for it.
It's got to, and we're ready. It's spring.
Good Morning Northwest. We'll be right back.
Discover Walla Walla Wine, where exceptional terroir meets unforgettable experiences. Delight in renowned varietals amidst breathtaking vineyards. Join us in crafting memorable moments. Connect with us at wallawallawine.com.
Our number one service here at NIU Wound Clinic and Aesthetics is our weight loss program. Our program is really focused on a lifestyle change. We want our patients to be able to lose around 10 to 15 pounds of weight loss a month is what we see. But when they're done with us on the program, we want them to be able to keep that weight off. We don't want to see them yo-yo.
So I've lost about 40 to 50 pounds, and that's been over the span of 3 to 4 months. At my peak, I think I was losing probably 10 pounds a week. It was quite a bit, and I just noticed it was falling off of me.
So we are proud to announce that we are releasing a virtual weight loss program. What makes our program so successful for both men and women is the fact that we are treating exactly the reason why you're gaining this weight in the first place. By addressing your insulin insensitivity, your hormone balancing, your lifestyle, treating everything. We really focus on you and your needs.
Now open in Yakima. Go to newuwomensclinic.com to start your weight loss journey today. Spring is in the air and creativity is blooming everywhere at Custer's 26th Annual Spring Arts and Crafts Show this weekend at the Hapo Center in Pasco. Join us as over 150 artisans from across the Northwest display and sell their fine art, handcraft, and specialty foods. The variety and quality of work make this a must-see event. Single-day admission only $8. Tickets on sale now at CusterShows.com. Custer's Spring Arts and Crafts Show this weekend at the Hapo Center in Pasco.
Curve Appeal's new Era machine is here with an unbeatable offer. Get 4 sessions for just $999 or 8 sessions for $17.99. The best prices in town for incredible results. This special ends April 12th. Start your new era with Curve Appeal. Book your consultation today.
Discover Walla Walla Wine, where exceptional terroir meets unforgettable experiences. Delight in renowned varietals amidst breathtaking vineyards. Join us in crafting memorable moments. Connect with us at wallawallawine.com.
911, what's your emergency?
The faithful are dropping like flies!
You look well, Bobby.
Cap, you know her?
That's my mother. 911, all new tonight on ABC.
Wendy Redmond, Austin Reed, Stacey Lee weather. Apple Valley News Now on your side. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacey Lee.
And good Thursday morning to you, and welcome to the first day of spring. Let's take a live look outside. Biomark Skycam overlooking the Yakima Valley. Things are a little bit calmer in Yakima than they are in the Columbia Basin and foothills of the Blues. Winds sustained at 7 miles per hour, but it's been a blustering morning so far. But yeah, looking good out there. 39. The feels like temp is 34, so a little bit on the chilly side. Check it out. Spring is ushering in some active weather over the next little bit. We're kind of in between systems, so the big system passed by our area, but we're going to continue to see mountain snow in both the Blues and the Cascades. Winter weather alerts in place, an additional 6 to 12 inches at pass level through tomorrow, or excuse me, through 11 p.m. tonight, that is. The Oregon Cascades, 15 inches below 5,000 feet, and check it out, up to 20 inches above 5,000 feet. Pretty impressive. Also going to see additional snow accumulating in the Blues. We're going to stay on the sunny side, though. Let's look at these temperature trends into next week. I see temperatures well above the average in the Yakima Valley. We're going to see 70-degree temps. Same thing here in the Columbia Basin and Tri-Cities. Check out those temperatures. Nice and warm as we get ready for next week. So first week of spring so far, a little bit dicey, but looking great for next week. Jade?
Stacey, thanks so much. 12 minutes after 5 now in your national headlines this morning. Concerns are growing surrounding the impact of the new administration's tariffs and what they could do to prices. It all comes as the central bank announced its decision to hold interest rates steady. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio how this could impact your wallet.
This morning, the impact of President Trump's trade war is delaying the Federal Reserve's ability to bring down inflation.
We have tariffs coming in. We don't know how big, there's so many things we don't know, but we kind of know there are going to be tariffs and they tend to bring growth down. I do think with the arrival of the tariff inflation, further progress may be delayed.
The Federal Reserve is holding interest rates steady at around 4.5%, unchanged from its last rate cut in December. That means the cost to borrow money for things like auto loans and mortgages won't change.
Given where we are, we think our policy's in a good place to react to what comes, and we think that the right thing to do is to wait here for greater clarity about what the economy is doing.
The rate decision coming amid President Trump's announcement on tariffs that have sent the stock market into turmoil and triggered concerns about a possible recession. The president promising these tariffs will be good for Americans and the economy in the long term, and says more are coming.
On April 2nd, I call it the liberation of America. We've been the fat, dumb, foolish country that allowed everybody to rip us off.
When asked if the U.S. would see a recession in 2025, Trump projected confidence, saying the U.S. has the strongest economy in the world. But some are less confident.
The tariffs and the changing political atmosphere has just made it extremely disruptive. At a time when we're stressed anyway.
When financial advisors tell you, don't worry about it, just hang on. Well, when you're 70 years old, how long do you have to wait?
And President Trump posting on social media that the Fed would be better off cutting rates as U.S. tariffs start to transition their way into the economy. The Fed is expected to make cuts again later this year. The next opportunity to do so is in May. Still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest at 5:14. We will have your full First Alert forecast when we come back with Stacey Lee. She's going to break down what we can expect on this first day of spring as we continue to make our way through the week and giving you that live look outside from Yakima and through the Tri-Cities, Richland, Kennewick, and Pasco, all up there on your screen. Still dark at 5:15, and we're waiting for the sun to come up on this first day of spring. We'll be right back.
Feeling overwhelmed? It's time to shed your worries, literally. At Columbia Basin Buildings and Sheds, we've got the perfect shed to clear the clutter, create space, and bring peace to your life. Man cave, playhouse, done. Want something custom? We'll build it just the way you want it. And we deliver for free. Spring is here. Shed the mess, shed the stress. See dealer for special pricing. Visit Columbia Basin Building and Sheds today, 3680 West Van Giesen in West Richland, or 3005 Yakima Valley Highway in Sunnyside.
The Pacific Clinic is a health, sports, and medical campus in Kennewick now accepting new patients for primary care. We offer patient-specific solutions for physical, mental, and emotional health concerns. You'll receive quality one-on-one time with our medical professionals and experienced support team. Begin your new health plan with today's best technologies and facilities for the whole family. Play hard, live well at the PC. Call us at 509-783-5465 today.
Got a birthday coming up, celebrating a big win, or just want to gather the crew for a pizza and a good time? For decades, Hubby's Pizza has been the go-to spot for family, friends, and fun. Reserve your table and bring the whole gang. Kids, family, teammates, whoever loves great pizza and good vibes. Dig into your favorite pizza, hit up the fresh salad bar, and let the kids have a blast in the arcade. And if the party's at your place, no problem. Hubby's now delivers through Grubhub and DoorDash. A community tradition, a place to celebrate. Acquire the Hubby's habit today.
Elevate your lifestyle and embrace your home's full potential with exclusive furnishings and expert interior design you'll find only at Spencer Carlson. Our dedicated team of professional designers will bring your vision to life right now during the American Leather Comfort Sleeper Sale event from February 28th to March 31st. Enjoy 10% off all Comfort Sleepers, Comfort Sleeper Silver, and Today's Sleepers, including matching stationery pieces. Upgrade your home with premium comfort and style from American Leather. Spencer Carlson, unsurpassed furniture and design for life.
Visit your Yakima and Tri-Cities Cadillac dealer today.
Judy Justice.
And I'm just getting started.
Today at 4 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacey Lee.
And a good Thursday morning to you. First Alert radar is on, and as you can see, we continue to see some mountain snow happening in the Cascades, and we'll zoom in a little bit over the Blues. This is starting to dissipate. However, there's more on the way tonight. I'll get to more of that in a minute. Let's look outside right now. Dust Devil Sky Cam in Pasco, 44 degrees. Still blustery winds out there, and we'll continue to see those active winds throughout the day and tomorrow. Temperatures on the warmish side. We stayed warmer than we thought we would be overnight. Still a little bit chilly in the mountains, but most of us in the upper 30s and 40s right now at this hour. Here's those blustery winds. Let's talk about that. They're pretty consistent, and they were gustier overnight, but things are going to ramp up, especially in the Columbia Basin a little bit later today and along the foothills of the Blues. Those winds are going to unfortunately be with us pretty much through today and into tomorrow, so just be aware of that. Pollen counts are up there. Sneezing, sniffling, take your allergy meds now. Here's the weather pattern for today. Again, you see the Cascade Mountain snow. You see us kind of in the middle, like in between systems, but More Blue Mountain snow and more Cascade snow continuing through tonight. There's winter weather advisories all through the area. Take a look at those. Some pretty impressive snow totals, and I'll have your ski forecast coming up here in just a bit. If you are a skier or boarder, you're going to want to get outside. Here's our active weather through today and the next couple of days. So very active with snow showers and rain showers into the region. So be prepared for winter driving conditions over our mountain passes. Lowlands, well, we're going to see some sunshine later today, but we'll continue to see those active showers with our daytime highs just sitting under 60 degrees, the 50s for most of us. If you're heading out on the roads this weekend, it's going to be wet in Seattle, both Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. If you're heading to Portland or to the Oregon coast, look for wet weather there as well. A little bit less on Saturday out in Portland. And if you're heading up to the Spokane area this weekend, also going to see some showers, potentially some thunderstorms for tomorrow. Let's take a peek at your temps tonight. Warmer again, staying above that freezing level, starting to feel like spring overnight. And our 7-day planning forecast has lots of active weather again. Breezy to gusty winds, and then in Yakima, we've got those gusty winds as well. Temperatures, though, next week, look at that, 70s. We're seeing low 70s. We're also going to see temperatures close to 70 in the Ellensburg area. And in Walla Walla, look for breezy to gusty winds and temperatures above normal. Here's what it looks like in Hermiston, once again, above average. So overall, we've got some active weather for the next couple of days, but as we get into the first full week of spring, looking good with temperatures in the 70s. Stay with us. There's more Good Morning Northwest when we come right back.
The Subaru A Lot to Love event is here, which means it's time for some spring cleaning at McCurley Subaru. And this March, your trade is worth more than ever. Right now, we're giving you an extra $500 off any vehicle purchase when you trade in a vehicle, plus special event savings on every new and pre-owned vehicle. And with exclusive low-rate financing, driving home a new ride has never been easier. Get to McCurley Subaru today, where your trade is worth more this March.
Do it all with STIHL battery. Double your runtime. Get a free extra battery with select STIHL tools. Shop in-store and online.
Hi, I'm Rowdy with Total Energy Management. For 40 years, we've been keeping the Tri-Cities comfortable with top-notch heating and air conditioning services. We take pride in delivering exceptional service and unbeatable deals. Right now, you can save big with up to $4,900 in rebates and tax credits on a new Carrier heating and cooling system. So turn to the experts at Total Energy Management to ensure your house is the perfect temperature year-round. Visit TEMINC.com or call 946-4500 to learn more.
What makes NUU unique? The amazing customer service that we offer to our patients. They know that they're heard, that they're listened to, and we genuinely care about their well-being.
From the second I walked in that office, I felt seen, I felt heard, I didn't feel judged. It just was like, we're a team and we're gonna figure this out.
I had a rare form of breast cancer. Dr. Fedino has just been fantastic. She was really just on my side and helping me, and I'm so relieved and blessed that I went there.
I'm nowhere near diabetic, and I feel amazing. And I lost 55 pounds, and I've been able to keep it off.
She had saved my life because if she hadn't taken just that moment to ask me one extra question, I absolutely would have had an ugly cancer 6 months later.
Go to NUUWomen'sClinic.com to explore the countless ways that wellness meets beauty.
Hello there. Watch live with Kelly and Mark.
Weekday mornings at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In your entertainment headlines, we're learning that actors Jonathan Majors and Megan Good are officially husband and wife.
Okay, Majors talked about this during an episode of the daytime talk show Sherry, which aired just yesterday. The actor said he asked Good's father for her hand in marriage while in Paris, and he approved.
That's right. Majors' mother, who is a pastor, performed their wedding ceremony. That's sweet.
Aww.
In Los Angeles. The couple announced their engagement last November.
And Majors is currently on a media tour to promote his new movie, Magazine Dreams, and the film is set to be released March 21st, which is tomorrow.
Well, congratulations to them.
Woohoo. Now, in more entertainment news, the next time you fly into Nashville, you could be landing at Dolly Parton International Airport. Well, at least that's the idea behind a grassroots effort to rename the airport in her honor.
I love that. I'm just going to call it that from now on.
And you're going to Nashville.
I am going
soon.
to Nashville, yeah, at the end of April. 2 Tennessee residents started an online petition to change it, which came shortly after a bill was introduced in the state legislature to rename the airport after President Trump, which ended up not moving forward.
There you go. Well, they say the country music legend represents the best of Tennessee, and it's fitting for the airport, and it should carry her name. Now, as of yesterday afternoon, more than 8,000 people have signed the petition. Where do I sign? Sign me up now.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, I'm just going to refer to it as that anyways. It doesn't matter
so fun to say
what it officially is.
Yeah, and she's a fun name. Like, it's always been fun to say.
It's the Dolly Parton International Airport.
There we go. We've already got Dollywood, so what's an airport?
Exactly. All right, 5:25. So much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Over 100 people marching in Yakima to Representative Dan Newhouse's office. The group sending a message asking the congressman to prevent the budget resolution, which is expected to include some nationwide cuts to Medicaid.
Plus, new information in the Brian Kohberger murder case, this regarding the roommates who survived the attack. Details just ahead, but first we're going to check out your Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, a crypto firm claims victory over the government. Ripple Labs was sued by the SEC for securities violations in 2020. It beat that charge, but the government appealed. Now the company says that appeal has been dropped, along with a $125 million fine. A spokesperson for the SEC declined to comment. Ripple Labs donated $5 million to President Trump's inaugural committee. Google has unveiled the latest version of its budget-friendly phone. The Pixel 9a comes with an upgraded chip and better battery life. It will be available next month for $499. That's $100 less than Apple's low-end iPhone 16e. And finally, robots have demonstrated they can do pretty much anything, even breakdancing. This is the all-electric Atlas robot from Boston Dynamics showing off some of its best moves. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
What does it mean to be rich? Maybe it's not just about the places you can go, but also the people who welcome you home. It's not about living like a star, but about feeling like one. Rich measures life in laugh lines, in moments shared, and in days well spent. The key to being rich is knowing what counts.
Pain means pause on the things you love, but green means go. Among neck pain sufferers, BioFreeze gel was found to be 2 times more effective than ice, so you can keep on going. BioFreeze, green means go.
Incoming dishes! Doc! Dawn Power Wash flies through 99% of grease and grime in half the time.
Yeah, it absorbs grease 5 times faster. Even replaces multiple cleaning products.
Ooh, those suds got game.
Dawn Power Wash, the better grease getter.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good morning. Thanks for waking up with us, joining us here for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jade Elliott.
I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Stacey Lee. Welcome to spring. And
yes,
we're springing
we are
today.
ready.
All right, so good news on the 3-degree guarantee front.
Ooh. Yeah?
I kept it rolling.
There
guys.
it is.
Yeah.
She can do it.
By the skin of my teeth, but let's take a look. We did top out yesterday at 55. Our 3-degree guarantee, I said 58. So we add another $25 to that jackpot. It's up to 375. Nice. We'll see if I can stay on that roll and get it up to 400 for tomorrow. So there we are, 58 again today. Crossing my fingers that it's all going to work out just fine. All right, I promised this a little bit earlier. Let's talk ski report. This is a look at Schweitzer Village yesterday. Look at that sunshine up there. Things are going to be changing up there today, so I'll get a live cam view of that a little bit later on. But snow totals, well, they're going to be pretty good for our skiers. 31 degrees up at Schweitzer today, and look, you see snow falling up there. So they're anticipating several inches today, maybe up to 10 inches up at Schweitzer. Ski Bluewood also, it's cooling down right now, but we're going to see those snow totals going up. 30 degrees should be a great day to get up there and go skiing if you're going to do so. 33 today up at White Pass, winds at 15 miles an hour, so that wind chill will be at 19 degrees. Let's take a look at our ski forecast for the next few days. Again, today we're anticipating quite a bit of snow, 2 inches up at Schweitzer, 10 at White Pass. Bluewood could see up to 11 inches today, Mission Ridge at 4, and take a look at Friday, 17 inches for Bluewood and White Pass. Schweitzer picking up a nice 9 inches, and Mission Ridge a half an inch. So pretty good snow totals coming up. So get out there and enjoy the first day of spring on the slopes. Jessica, Jade.
Thank you, Stacy. And we're starting off this half hour in Yakima. Reports of a gun at school had the staff at Franklin Middle School on high alert. The report came in around 2 p.m. yesterday that someone saw 2 students with the gun, and school security found the students and got them out of class to find that it was actually a toy gun. Parents were made aware of the situation, and the principal thanked the student who reported what they saw, and they're reminding other students that if you see something, say something. And school officials have not released information on if these students will face any charges. And also, school officials at Davis High School say they were placed on secure and teach while the Yakima Police Department looked for an armed suspect near campus. And according to an alert sent to parents yesterday, it only lasted about 5 minutes. Assistant principal said the secure and teach was lifted when Yakima police reported that the suspect was in custody.
Well, taking you to Yakima now, where more than 100 people marched to Representative Dan Newhouse's office all yesterday, all in support of protecting health care for Washingtonians. So Newhouse voted for the budget resolution to start the reconciliation process, which is expected to include nationwide cuts to Medicaid. This march, organized by the Central Washington Families Coalition, was to send a message to Newhouse asking him to prevent those cuts.
We're here to let the community, let Congressman Newhouse know how important it is for him to care about our residents.
Marchers say cuts would devastate the 40% of Washingtonians who rely on Apple Health or Medicaid. 5:31, and some new information coming in on a story we continue to follow. It's the Bryan Kohberger murder case, and we're getting our hands on some new court documents filed by the defense. So these documents claim that the 2 roommates who survived the attack were not asleep between 4 a.m. and when they called 911 just before noon on the day of the murders. New documents filed this week also show the 2 roommates were on their phones between 7:30 a.m. and when they made that 911 call. Previous court documents showed that the prosecutors believed Kohberger murdered 4 University of Idaho students just after 4 a.m. on November 13th, 2022. The next key piece of evidence in this case was the surviving roommates calling 911 just before noon that same day, saying one student was passed out and wouldn't wake up. Kohberger's trial is set to start this August.
Now, an important investigation into infant formula. Exclusive new testing by Consumer Reports highlights safer formulas while also identifying some that contain potentially harmful levels of heavy metals. And those heavy metals include lead and arsenic. Louise Plasencia tells us what parents need to know to make the best choice for their baby.
Linda Ramirez had planned on breastfeeding her baby, but when she struggled to produce enough milk, her pediatrician suggested supplementing with formula.
I tried different formulas because I wanted to give her the best nutrients.
And she's not alone. About 1 in 5 newborns in the U.S. rely solely on formula, and by 6 months, 3 out of 4 babies are using it as part of their diet. Consumer Reports analyzed 41 types of powdered formula. 21 of the formulas tested had little to no detectable heavy metals, including Enfamil Gentle Ease, Similac Advance, and Kirkland Signature Pro Care from Costco. But there were also worrisome results. Consumer Reports detected inorganic arsenic, a known carcinogen, in 8 baby formulas and harmful levels of lead in 18 of the formulas tested. Lead exposure in babies can hurt their brain development. Recent studies have shown that heavy metals like lead and arsenic are present throughout our food supply, and formula is no exception. In fact, all the contaminants in CR's test have also been previously detected in breast milk, food, and water. But that doesn't mean industry can't do better.
Fact is that some levels in our tests are lower than others, and many are non-detectable. Just shows that it is possible to produce baby formula that doesn't contain worrisome contaminants and chemicals.
Experts from Consumer Reports urge manufacturers to test their raw ingredients, packaging, and final products to minimize risks. Consumer Reports reached out to the infant formula manufacturers with questions about their own testing for contaminants. Those that responded said that they test their formulas and that their products are safe. Two major formula manufacturers, Abbott Nutrition, which makes Similac and Elecare, and Mead Johnson, which makes Enfamil, both challenged the results and stressed that heavy metals and chemicals are never intentionally added to their products. They also pointed out that trace amounts of heavy metals are not a problem that is unique to infant formula. In the meantime, parents should always consult their pediatrician with any concerns and should never try to make their own baby formula. This is Luz Plasencia.
And Consumer Reports investigation is part of its Toxic Free Kids food campaign, which encourages policymakers and manufacturers to protect children from harmful dyes, also heavy metals and chemicals in their food.
5:35 news out of Oregon this morning, where the Oregon Joint Committee on Ways and Means unveiled the 2025-27 legislative budget framework. And this outlines the state's financial strategy for the next 2 years. So the framework is guided by 4 key principles: protecting core services, maximizing value, mitigating uncertainty, and prioritizing key investments. The framework includes scenarios for federal funding reductions from 10 to 30%. Now, the budget framework projects a nearly $990 million surplus earmarked for key investments in Governor Tina Kotek's recommended budget. Now, this includes housing production, education, and mental health. However, this surplus falls almost $300 million short of covering the full cost of the governor's initiatives. Still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest, we're taking you to Olympia, where lawmakers are writing up a budget for the next few years there as well. We have details on what challenges lie ahead for the state. That's coming up in just a few minutes. It's 5:36. We're back after the break.
The Kraken and the Oilers on MeTV. Watch Saturday starting at 6:30.
We're here at US Cellular, Frost Days, where our customers get exclusive deals just for them. It's like we got our own special club. Should we show them?
Get $1,200 off any phone plus $500 off any tablet.
The best deals of the year are going on now at Overturf Kia, with a huge selection to choose from. Looking for a multi-purpose vehicle that comes in both gas and gas-electric hybrid? There's room for everyone in a new 2025 Kia Carnival, starting at just $38,990. Plus, get 5.49% interest for up to 72 months. Overturf Kia at the base of the Blue Bridge in Kennewick.
Ready to make beautiful music? It's time for the Trade Up event at Dickerson's Tri-City Pianos. Trade in your current piano and upgrade to the instrument of your dreams. Whether it's a breathtaking grand or a state-of-the-art digital model, we'll help freshen up your music. With expert guidance and flexible financing, your dream piano is closer than you think. Start your musical journey today at DickersonsTriCityPianos.com and come visit our store in Richland.
Looking for the perfect spot to relax? Welcome to Hoops, your new favorite restaurant and bar, where the vibe is clean, the food is delicious, and the staff always friendly. Whether you're in for a night of trivia, a round of pool, darts, dancing, pull tabs, or karaoke, Hoops has it all. Great food, great people, Hoops, where every night is a great experience. Hoops Bar. Stop by today for your next great night out.
Feeling overwhelmed? It's time to shed your worries, literally. At Columbia Basin Buildings and Sheds, we've got the perfect shed to clear the clutter, create space, and bring peace to your life. Man cave, playhouse, done. Want something custom? We'll build it just the way you want it. And we deliver for free. Spring is here. Shed the mess, shed the stress. See dealer for special pricing. Visit Columbia Basin Building and Sheds today. 3680 West Van Giesen in West Richland, or 3005 Yakima Valley Highway in Sunnyside.
At US Cellular, you don't have to choose between a great phone and the right phone plan for you. You can get 4 free phones of your choice and 4 lines for just $90.
That's like us not having to choose between tickets to wrestling or that puppet musical.
Because you get both.
U.S. Cellular, built for us.
This morning, Rachel Zegler with an incredible live performance for you from Disney's Snow White. And then tomorrow morning, the Jonas Brothers are right here on
Good Morning America.
We got more money in our vault than we ever have. Perfect time to beef up security.
I'm happy to help.
I found something.
It's a bomb.
Clear everybody out.
New Dr. Odyssey, tonight on ABC and stream on Hulu.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
And happy Thursday morning to you. You're waking up on a windy to blustery day, depending on where you're at. Tri-Cities, 29-mile-an-hour gusts right now. It's gusty in Dayton and Walla Walla, Pendleton, also in some of our mountain passes. And those winds will continue to be an issue on and off throughout the day. 44 degrees on the warm side, but don't let these temperatures fool you because outside around the area, even though it feels like 30s and 40s through our region, our real field temperatures, because of the winds, are much cooler feeling. So our feels like temp is 33, 28 in Dayton, 35 Hermiston, 35 Yakima. So do grab a coat. You will need that for the first little bit of the day. You'll be peeling it off later today because our first day of spring brings us some sunshine in the afternoon. We'll see breezy and gusty winds throughout the day. Tomorrow we may kick back another wind advisory as we'll see some strong gusty winds then as well. On Friday, we've got more showers passing through, more mountain snow, impressive snow totals, by the way, and then the 70s next week. It's going to be gorgeous outside. Jade?
Stacey, thanks so much. 5:40 now, and Washington economists gave a forecast on how much money the state will bring in, guiding how the legislature will write up a balanced budget over the next few years. Murrow News Fellows Albert James shows us what revenue challenges economists say we're facing and what lies ahead in passing a state budget by the end of the legislative session.
Our revenue growth has been relatively slow, kind of slower than you'd expect given the economic situation. And
Dave Reich, Washington's chief economist, says that slowing in growth is largely connected to the pandemic and its aftermath changing consumer spending behaviors like avoiding large purchases.
The pandemic isn't done with us, which is what I mentioned earlier. Some of the revenues are likely being impacted still by the pandemic, which is the reason we had high inflation and high interest rates.
The State Economic and Revenue Forecast Council projects the state will get about $71 billion in revenue over the next 2 years. That's down about $500 million from the last forecast in November. To put that in perspective, the state budget for the last biennium was $72 billion. And budget leaders have said the state will need to pay more moving forward to maintain current levels of services and programs. Republican budget writer Senator Chris Godon says the revenue forecast confirms legislators should limit spending and avoid new taxes. While Democratic budget leader Representative Tim Ormsby says the reduced forecast was expected and, quote, when we ask for revenue, it's because it's necessary to keep people alive. Reich said the state should be able to shake off slowing revenue growth in the future, but decisions in D.C. could complicate things in a way that's hard to predict.
We expect to come out of that, in the next 6 to 12 months, but I would say the picture's clouded a little bit by some of the current changes that we've seen, and by that I mean tariffs and changes in federal employment and federal funding. So, so that's a risk factor in our forecast going forward.
As we previously reported, Senate Republicans released a budget proposal last week which relies on reduced spending to balance the budget. Democrats in the House and Senate say they'll release their proposals on Monday, which are expected to include taxes on the wealthy to bring in new revenue. At the state capitol in Olympia, I'm Albert James reporting.
Albert, thanks so much. 5:42, still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. We have your morning sprint and everything you need to know as you head out the door this morning, and giving you that live look outside from Yakima through the Tri-Cities. All of our sky cams up for you to see this morning. Stacey Lee will have your full First Alert forecast when we come back after the break.
At Floor & Home, we know how important it is for everyone to have a safe place. That's why we've partnered with the Boys and Girls Club between now and April 15th by donating a portion of our sales. Love the home and community you live in.
The White Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
You used to love these shoes, but they aren't you anymore. So why not donate them to your local Goodwill? Proceeds from Goodwill sales fund programs that provide specialized training and support for people with disabilities, helping them develop essential workplace skills, promoting inclusivity and empowerment. Job seekers who will one day walk in someone else's shoes, perhaps yours, and proudly share stories about their awesome Goodwill find. When you donate to Goodwill, you'll know the future's in great hands. And shoes. Goodwill. Donate, shop, impact locally.
It only happens once a year. The McCurley dealership spring cleaning event is here at McCurley Honda. And this March, your trade is worth more than ever. Right now, we're giving you an extra $500 off any vehicle purchase when you trade in a vehicle, plus special event savings on every new and pre-owned vehicle. And with exclusive low-rate financing, driving home a new ride has never been easier. Get to McCurley Honda today, where your trade is worth more this March.
It's the 3-degree guarantee from Apple Valley News Now First Alert Weather and Legends Casino Hotel. When Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth gets the high within 3 degrees, $25 is put in the jackpot. If he misses, someone wins. From Legends Casino Hotel and Apple Valley News Now.
For over 49 years, Shelby's Floral has been your homegrown neighbor, bringing joy and beauty to every occasion. We're more than just a flower shop and specialize in beautiful custom arrangements, live plants, silk florals, and home decor. Our experienced designers are here to help you with all your floral needs, ensuring that every bouquet is as special as the moment it celebrates. Visit us today at our brand new location on Clearwater in Kennewick. We're part of your community and can't wait to help you celebrate life's moments. Shelby's Floral.
At Florin Home, we know how important it is for everyone to have a safe place. That's why we've partnered with the Boys and Girls Club between now and April 15th by donating a portion of our sales. Love the home and community you live in.
E.T. and Extra, tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
And welcome to our first day of spring, your Thursday morning. We're still seeing active weather, especially in the Cascades from Washington all the way into the southern Cascades in Oregon. Most of our snow and rain has dried up here in the eastern part of the state. In fact, that snow is just tapering off in Dayton. 44 degrees on our Legends Casino sky cam, checking out the Columbia River. Can't quite see it. That sun will be coming up here in just a bit. Look for your sunset tonight at 7:10 p.m. Temperatures around the area on the warmer side. However, those breezy and gusty winds out there are making the real field temperature much cooler. So do grab a coat out the door. 42 in Hermiston, 44 Tri-Cities, 39 Yakima, 43 in Walla Walla. Let's talk winds. Wind advisories have expired, but we'll probably see some more of those coming back either later today or for tomorrow as well. Look at those winds picking up even stronger in the afternoon in the Columbia Basin and Tri-Cities. You'll see those gusty winds in the foothills of the Blues. So overall, we're going to see breezy, gusty winds right on into the weekend in varying degrees. But tomorrow, it's going to get pretty blustery once again, especially up in the mountains like White Pass. Here's the weather pattern through today. We have that little break in between, but we continue to see snow in both the Blues and the Cascade Mountains. We do have winter weather alerts through the area. Check out some of those snow totals. 6 to 12 additional inches up at Snoqualmie Pass level, 15 inches there in the southern Cascades, and another 4 to 7 possible in the Blues. Here's our futurecast models, and we see kind of a break in the middle, but we'll start to see those shower chances picking up later tonight. We'll continue to see the snow across the Cascades and into the Blues, so lots going on weather-wise out there. Temperatures tonight on the warmer side, we're going to see in the 40 degrees span. All right, we've got gusty winds for the next couple of days. Look at the temperatures. We start to rise. Look at next week, 73, a string of those in a row. Yakima also warming up into the 70s next week. Very active, though, for the next few days. And remember, if you're traveling across any of our mountain passes through the weekend, it's going to be winter-like conditions, even though we're officially in spring. Walla Walla also above normal. And here's what it looks like in Hermiston for the next several days.
Now, the morning sprint.
It is 5:48, time for your morning sprint, Jessica.
That's right, it is. We're going to start off with the top 5 local things that you need to know this morning. So a man was shot by police last night at the Arlo on 10th Apartments in Kennewick. And Kennewick police were called to the Arlo just before 9:30 p.m. The call came from a witness saying that a man was holding a knife and trying to kill himself. Police tried to de-escalate the situation, and the man charged at them with the knife, and police shot him. He has been identified as Dylan Winters, and we're told he was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, and once released, he will be booked into jail and charged with first-degree assault. A new video showing a deadly helicopter crash near Dayton yesterday afternoon. Authorities saying the pilot died at the scene, and they also say the helicopter hit power lines, knocking power out to nearly 1,000 people in the area. The cause of the crash and the identity of the pilot have not yet been confirmed, but we are working to get more information and will update you both on air and online, so stay with us.
Well, starting March 31st, Monroe County Public Transit is rolling out 3 brand new bus routes. Amarillo will be a Boardman Circular. Rojo and Mirando will be county connectors. Those will connect those who live in the northern and southern county to Boardman, Aragon, Umatilla, Hermiston, Lexington, and Heppner.
And the city of Yakima is on a mission to improve bike rider safety. City staff made a plan to improve the visibility in areas where cyclists ride and cross, and part of that plan has been completed. Officials have finished installing green paint at the crossings of the Powerhouse Canal pathway, which is across Powerhouse Road near Chesterley Park, which is across Kern Road, and then across North 34th Avenue.
Animal shelters from all over the country are going head-to-head to save homeless pets in the National 2025 March Madness Tournament. And the Yakima Humane Society clinches one of the final 4 spots. Yakima Humane Society invited the community out just Tuesday night to experience the countdown for the final 4 in person. At this time, a little more than $37,000 has been raised, and you can keep up with the tournament March Madness on the Yakima Humane Society's Facebook page.
International headlines this morning. We're hearing that President Trump will sign an executive order today to begin dismantling the Department of Education. An official says this will start the process of shifting education authority to the states. Trump says the DOE is a sign of federal overreach, but it's unclear how many states want to take over its responsibilities. If you're paying off student loans, those payments won't change under the executive order. Legal challenges are already in the works, and Congress will have the final say on the matter.
And the White House says progress is being made on the war between Russia and Ukraine. President Trump saying his call yesterday with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky was, quote, very good. The president saying the majority of the conversation was about the call that he had with Russian President Vladimir Putin on Tuesday. In a social media post, Trump said efforts are being made to align the wants and needs of both Russia and Ukraine.
In your business news, it is illegal to bring fresh eggs, raw chicken, or live birds into the U.S. from Mexico. And that's the message from Customs and Border Protection as it sees a rise in egg product seizures at the border. But the agency also says most of the seizures are from people who don't realize they can't bring it across the border. The poultry industry has been devastated by a bird flu outbreak, causing a shortage of eggs and a rise in prices.
Ford is recalling more than 50,000 vehicles for incorrect repairs. There were 4 prior recalls for camera, battery, and window issues, but these weren't fixed properly. So 7 models are now a part of this recall, and they say owners will be notified by mail on April 24th.
And for the second time in a row, the Federal Reserve is keeping interest rates steady. Analysts say yesterday's decision shows that central bankers are waiting to see how the Trump policy changes will play a factor on the U.S. economy. Those adjustments include heavy tariffs, mass deportations, and the downsizing of the federal workforce. Many economists have predicted there will be at least 1 rate cut before the end of the year. Back in January, the Fed said it expects to have 2 rate cuts in 2025.
In your health headlines this morning at 5:52, an update on Pope Francis. The Vatican saying he no longer needs assisted breathing. The Pope had been using a non-invasive ventilation mask to help him breathe recently at night while he was sleeping. He was admitted to the hospital back in mid-February. He's been battling pneumonia in both lungs, and the Vatican now saying that his pneumonia is considered under control.
And some promising news for people likely to develop Alzheimer's disease. A new study shows people who take an amyloid-lowering drug delayed onset of the illness. And the study is small, just a few dozen participants, but it's long-term and looked at these people over 17 years. Through a placebo-controlled group, this wasn't included in the study extension. 22 took part and cut their risk of symptoms in half over the time span. Others did not, and scientists aren't sure why. The study was published Wednesday in the journal Lancet Neurology. It only included people with rare genetic mutations that make developing Alzheimer's almost certain. The research team says meetings to review grant funding with the National Institutes of Health have been canceled twice. If they can't get their grant renewed, the study may not be able to continue.
Nearly 200,000 cans of Good and Gather cut green beans are being recalled by the FDA, and it's all due to potential contamination with a foreign object. Nearly 24 states are affected by this recall. You can find more information on the FDA's website.
In your sports news, the Kraken take the L after taking a W just the night before. They beat the Chicago Blackhawks 6-2 Tuesday night, but lost 0-4 against the Minnesota Wild last night. Kraken forward Chandler Stevenson left at the end of the second period with an undisclosed injury, and coach Dan Wiesma did not provide an update. But next up for the boys, they take on the Edmonton Oilers on Saturday, March 22nd.
All right, 5:54. Trending this morning, there's some pretty complex data from the Dark Energy Petroscopic Instrument Survey.
That's a name.
Wow.
Say that 3 times fast.
I could barely say it 1 time slow. The instrument survey. The bottom line is dark energy is some pretty unpredictable stuff.
We all know that, right? Well, most scientists believe the universe is expanding at an accelerating rate due to dark energy, but the new data shows that acceleration may have been slowing over the past 4 or 5 billion years.
That's right. Dark energy itself may not even be constant, but change over time. Now, one possible future is the opposite of the Big Bang. What?
Yep, where everything could reverse and compress again into some sort of big crunch. But don't worry, that would be billions or trillions of years away. Still depressing. Let's move on to some happier news.
That's
Jane.
very mind-boggling, that story.
Yeah. I don't get it.
I think I need to read that like 50 more times.
And still not comprehend? Yeah. All right, let's have some light energy.
Yeah.
Also trending this morning, we're learning about the world's most joyful countries as the new World Happiness Report has officially been released.
Ooh, so the winner won't be a shock to anybody that's been paying attention. And who is the winner, Stacey?
That's right. Well, it's Finland. That's right. Finland, the top spot for the 8th year in a row.
Sounds like a happy place. They said Disneyland was the happiest place on earth. We're going to Finland.
They lied to us.
Yeah, so nearby nations of Denmark, Iceland, Sweden, and the Netherlands rounded out the top 5. The biggest news for us, the U.S. reached its lowest spot since the report first began 13 years ago. U.S. clocking in at number 24.
And according to the report's founding editor, one way to achieve happiness is by being social and in nature. So expect goodness out of the people around you, and you'll be surprised how often you get it. Also, the availability of healthcare, education, and social support play a big role.
So what I'm hearing is have lots of friends and get outdoors.
Yeah, but also,
that tracks.
All
we
the
can
other
do that
things
here.
The weather's going to cooperate for us.
It's spring, so
in the next week. Okay, so this week not so much, and it's very windy today. I'll get into that in just a little bit, but yeah. So, first day of spring though, it's here.
Hey, we're gonna take what we can get, right?
That's right.
All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Coming up, Washington lawmakers are considering some stricter standards when it comes to the fuel that goes into your cars, but many don't want to deal with the higher costs that could come with that. Coming up at 6, we have what those in support are saying and what those against it are saying.
Plus, a new federal plan to improve security at the southern border. We have the details on what the Pentagon is considering. That is just ahead, and Stacey will have more on that spring, hopefully soon forecast.
Grab a coat this morning, a little chilly out the door, and gusty winds throughout the day.